The Mystery of BELICENA VILLCA. 5th Book. Epilogue, or Prologue. Chapter 3. In other words, I want to say that, then, concluded the phenomenon. That is, that the buzz, and the pressure upon the heart stopped. Little by little that pulse went normalizing, and I could move at will. Still stunned, I reacted and reincorporated it, remembering Uncle Kurt. I feared the worst. However, he was also recovering himself on those moments, and I verified that he had fallen on his knees, as also occurred to him in that Tibetan glen of the Brea, more than 40 years before. I remained some minutes stationary, ordering the ideas, until I suddenly remembered the last instant of the phenomenon, when I lived my own agony and of all my relatives. And then, I comprehended. Then, I knew that it was real. That something irretrievable had happened to my family. Decomposed of panic, I interrogated with the gaze to Uncle Kurt. In the horror that I read in his eyes, I knew that I was right. Finally, I achieved to articulate the words, and I screamed. "Mom, Catalina." "Oh, Uncle Kurt. Something terrible has happened to the family." "What has happened, Uncle Kurt? What has happened?" "I think that's something horrifying, Ichiro. I don't want to alarm you, but it seems that the demon Beret didn't reach to find out your whereabouts, and mine, but I fear that he saw in your psyche was enough to find the property of Beatrice in Cirillo's. If it is thus, our family has run grave danger. We must go to Salta immediately, Ichiro. Ask for a telephonic conversation while I prepare the jeep." "To Salta, 30 minutes of delay," was the laconic answer of the operator. I requested likewise the communication with urgent character, and I begged her to activate it every 10 minutes. She notified me, then the hour in which my request was settled, were just the 0 in 30 minutes. In 15 or 20 minutes has occurred everything. Could it be? Could the demons act in so little time? That doubt, inconsistent, gave me a little hope. But that was only until Uncle Kurt returned from the garage, and I communicated him my inquietude. He shook his head in a negative and discouraging gesture, and said to me, "I'd like to confirm your hope, but I don't want to deceive you. We mustn't be optimistic in any way. The immortals dominate the time and space. They are masters in the art to travel through the uncountable worlds of the illusion of Maya. They cannot find us, as they couldn't do it with BELICENA and VILLCA, because our initiated spirits are really isolated from time and space, by the rooms of Wetan, or by the rooms of Neptune, if you prefer. They don't know our reality, or the world that the spirit affirms from the origin, and that disconcerts them, avoid them to localize us. But, once obtained the real reference of a determined world, to it, they can go and arrive in any time and space. I don't know why I was asking, if I knew that it was thus. But, I got excited for a moment, trusting in that my reasoning was valuable, awaiting vainly that the reason prevail over the irrationality that was seizing from my life. The bell at the telephone took me out from so bitter reflections. "Your call with Salta," anticipated the operator laconically. For 10 large minutes, I heard the tones of the call through the telephone, without any response in Cirillo's. That was absolutely abnormal. Even being the 1 a.m. someone should attend in much less time. 1,000 times, I had done similar calls from Salta, and they always responded me in 3 or 4 minutes. "They don't respond in your number," interrupted the operator. "Do we repeat the call later?" I didn't know what to say. I looked askance at my Uncle Kurt, and I observed that he was doing an obvious signal with the keys of the jeep. "No MS. I cancel it now." "Surely there's no one there," I suggested with bitterness.